terrifying, just in the foot. Okay? Just come in. Ladies, please don't hit me.
It's easy to spot on the
any more British women.
So what's CPM, okay. How far does it go, Amy? String line. Right.
Nice arrow.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so
let's talk trends.
what about one more, eh? We got this in.
That would suggest that because there isn't a church in Burton. Certainly not a medieval church. They would, yeah. We've got a historical event at times. Is there anything that would help us? Great. At the moment, give it the camera and then... Turns back into the corner there, I'm guessing. And then this building then extends out there. Probably joins up with the main villa. Look out for inscriptions, guys.
I think one of your... You may as well tell him like that.
Marched 18 miles a day for 2 weeks straight. So doing that 18 miles a day, 2 weeks, 2 hours of combat training, building a camp, and then
it's blunt for combat reasons. So for combat reasons we blunt because we do fight club stuff, but in real life this would have been razor sharp. And literally you wouldn't even have to swing or slice through it, you just literally hold this out and you just let the horse run past it and it would go right for the muscle.
hobnail boots.
So devastating very weapon, in fairness.
Wouldn't you have felt like a lot of training? Because if you just had a horse run into it, it would kind of like break their arm back.
Well, yes, well this is why this is for the specialist auxiliaries. So like myself, it's from my Thracian culture, and like I said, I trained from the age of 6. So from the age of 6 I'm training in the use of this weapon, how to use it, so that when it comes to the actual fighters,
we were smiths, we were skilled labourers, anything that you could do, you did.
Horses
no, you signed over. You did sign away some of your rights, but you were a citizen.
But you left the army without permission for it.
Crucified.
Unfortunately.
Wow. Yeah. Centurion carried a vine cane made of vine wood. Centurion had cause he could beat you to death. The Optio had what was called a hostilis. So imagine a tall wooden thing with a wooden ball on the end, and they could hit you with that if you made a mistake in training, but they couldn't kill you. If an Optio killed you, they would be crucified.
And then move to that,
and they could also,
and if I lose that, I've got this. And then if I lose that, I've got this. Pretty much backup for the backup. You know? So yeah, skirmisher basically.
Although even with
does the job, and basically we're brought here as a way of to basically say,
soldier who
here you go, have
was
fun.
kept on as a man.
Here they are out towards Bristol and Bala. As it comes through Wrexham and Flintshire and Denbighshire, we're not entirely sure of the exact line of it. And that's something I'll come back to in a bit. Otherwise, obviously, we've got the Legionary Tile Works and Depot over at Holt as well. Otherwise, there's not a huge amount of Roman archaeology known about across the County Borough, through parts of Flintshire, southern Flintshire and Denbighshire. So we don't really have a good picture of rural life in this part of the world during the Roman period. However, what we do have are clusters and smatterings of Roman artefacts that have been identified by metal detecting. So we've got, especially from here, we've got some Roman coins, a Roman coin from that field, and I think a denarius of the Emperor Hadrian. There's Roman brooches from this field, and there's some possible Roman finds from the field over there. In 2019, a metal detectorist called Rob Jones, who is our part of the team here as well, found the Rossett lead ingot, which is currently on display in the British Museum, but will be coming back to Wrexham in about a month's time, I understand. And that is a massive, great lead pig, I suppose is what we call it nowadays. So raw resource, ready for transport, presumably off to the other parts of the empire. Now, a lead ingot in northeast Wales is not a rare find. We've got lots from Flintshire, from around Flint itself and Oakenholt. One of them has been found in Chester, and they're inscribed with the word Deciangli. So the tribe that kind of lived here before the Roman invasion, and what becomes the regional kind of name for this part of the world during the Roman period. High and then colonnaded.
What? You want to take me?
Beyond that, we have a range of rooms leading off this corridor, and then a random room stuck on the end in a wing, and the same at the other end as well. So wings, corridor, villa. The walls themselves are pretty well constructed the way they survive. We've got well-faced stone that's been quite well bonded with a nice kind of mortar. It's just a bit charcoal, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going down to that. We've had quite a few footy.
So, on the geophysics, just in, if you've got the leaflet, you've got a little plan of things, of what we found. The geophysics picture looks a bit like a magic eye picture. You look at it, you know, too long, it makes funny shapes and makes you go a bit dizzy. And our interpretation of that is next to it. And there was a sort of a rectangular or a square structure that sits just in front of the villa. It's not quite on the same alignment or the same orientation as the villa. So the villa is just off east-west. This is pretty much bang on east-west. Whereas the villa is almost sort of 45 degrees, slightly different. So when we first saw it, we had various different questions. One of which is it a garden feature? You know, nice pebble bubble fountain or something like that. Got water source, so it could be. Is it? Someone suggested in front of, I think it was the Wrexham leader, that it might be a mausoleum. Oh, drop in. That's a joke. But you never know. So a burial chamber of some sort. Is it a nymphaeum was one of the other ideas. So the east-west alignment having a sort of religious connotation potentially, sunset, sunrise. Nymphaeums to do with water spirits, water nymphs, again with the brook there. However, there was also the other massive question was, is it even Roman? So on a different alignment, it doesn't respect the layout of the villa and the range of rooms that come down the side of the villa. So excavating it, we came clearly onto this kind of rubble platform, within which we've actually got quite a crudely built wall that goes around the outside. We've only got one face of it surviving here, so this is a face, and there would have been another face of it, so running this way. And what was very clear from the early kind of excavation was that this is made up of dismantled villa. So in the makeup of the wall, you've got bits of Roman flooring, opus signinum flooring, so crushed tile and lime mortar flooring, and bits of the same faced stone that we've got in there that's still got some of the original kind of plaster sort of rendering on it as well. So this is definitely not contemporary with the villa. It's later than it. On excavating more through the rubble kind of fill in the middle, it's very clear that we're going down. So this is a subterranean feature. And in the rubble kind of infill, so where it's collapsed in on itself, in all this collapsed material, we today have just got some 14th century pottery out of it. So this is at least the point at which it collapses is at least the 14th century. So somewhere between the end of life of the villa and the 14th century, this has been put in here. What significance is there to a medieval or an early medieval structure that is aligned directly east-west? Any ideas?
Church.
Christianity. Yeah, so we are wondering if there is, so the religious idea is perhaps still there but not Roman. Maybe it's something to do with early Christianity. Either way, if it is early medieval, that's also really important because we haven't got a lot of early medieval archaeology from this area at all.
Although we might now have a name for it.
Yeah?
Yes. There's a
ecclesiastical centre mentioned in the 12th, 13th century from wars between the Welsh and the English called Pulbath Burton.
There we are then. Is it Pulbath Burton related? Yeah.
That's almost 3 elements of the site, so thank you very much for that gentleman over there.
Oh,
We will need to be researching that.
Pulbath Burton, okay. So yes, early med to medieval. Difficult to date because if you're looking at post-Roman, what's traditionally known or used to be known as the Dark Ages, because we don't have a lot of datable material. However, we are getting lots and lots of charcoal and burnt deposits out of it, which means that if they're nicely sealed beneath the demolition, we could get some radiocarbon dates out of that. Things like samples analysed, we might actually start to have a better idea. And we've had a chance to do some desk-based research as well on early medieval stuff in this area. So yeah, so Chris is like time team now because he's only got a week to finish this.